or in Nutley? Where's heaven? Is that a place? Many questions, no answer. Is heaven a place?
Yes.
Just one answer. Let me see. Let me see the hands of those who say heaven is a place. 2. Okay. Those who say it's not a place. 4. And the rest? Waiting. Heaven is not a place.
It's just like purgatory.
Purgatory is not a place either.
State.
Purgatory is a process.
Process.
It's a process of purgation.
But how come you said before it's a place? But you said in a different sense. It doesn't have any address. It doesn't.
So, yeah.
But it's in.
When you say it's a place, you think like Belleville.
Yes,
You
but
think like, yeah, a place like, where is it? Because that's the next question. If heaven is a place, where is it? Nobody knows. It's not a place like we know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No address.
So it's not a place like we know it.
Yeah, but it's a real place. I mean, spiritually maybe.
So the same answer is not a place as we know it. That's really what it is. What's the video on heaven? Remember the workshop I gave? That's what I said. It's not a place as we know it. Remember we talked about the blue firmament? That's what the Bible says. So, and then, remember, the apostles were looking up as Jesus was ascending. What are you guys looking up there for? This Jesus who was with you has gone to the Father. What God was saying is, start looking up to heaven, start looking around you. That's the deep meaning of that passage in the Bible. Start looking up, watching Jesus ascend. What good does it do to you if you're watching Jesus ascend? You have to start looking around you. Because whatever you do to those around you, you do it to Him. Don't waste your time looking up to heaven. You understand? Don't waste your time looking up to heaven. Start taking care of those around you. There's a deep, deep meaning of that passage in the Bible. You would think that, stop looking, okay, what are you looking up there for? It's just a very simple, but that's not what it means. What it means was what I just said. Don't waste your time looking up to heaven. That's the reason why, the essence of yesterday's gospel. Be vigilant, stay and keep watch. Awake. Like the Jehovah's Witnesses is saying, awake. Don't get caught sleeping. You do not know the time and the hour. Yesterday's gospel. Right? When He comes, will I be asleep? Does that mean you'll not sleep again? No. What does that mean? Everything you do must be something that will help you or boost your chances of going to heaven. Keep your focus on the reward. While you're focusing on heaven, stop looking up. Start looking around you. Start looking around you. Because that's what makes you. That's what God wants, remember? Love God above all and love your neighbors as you love yourself. Two greatest commandments.
So, in essence, you're saying that vigilance means that you have to be constant lookout for yourself so that you could follow Jesus.
And for opportunities to serve your neighbors. Yes. Constantly. Don't just close your eyes and ignore. Sleeping is actually ignoring. You understand? When you're sleeping, you're ignoring the needs of other people. And don't get caught sleeping. Don't get caught ignoring your neighbors. It's not a good thing. So heaven is complete. Number one is complete. Just short definition for you. Eternal happiness with God. So when those children of yours ask you, what's heaven? That's complete and eternal happiness with God. Very short. That's what it is. So, if you know what heaven is, what is purgatory? The first thing about purgatory you must remember is it's temporary. You cannot stay in the state of purgatory forever. It's only temporary. It has its end. Understand? And it depends on how serious you are wounded, how seriously wounded you have been. It's just like being wounded and you get taken care of in the hospital. The more serious you are, the longer you stay in the hospital, right? Correct? If you're not so serious, maybe you stay there for a little bit. If you're not really sick and you go to emergency, they send you home. You're not sick. Go home. So number one about purgatory is temporary. It's not permanent. In fact, the state of purgatory will cease to exist. It will stop all the processes of purgation on the judgment day. When Mr. Camping decides it will be the end of the world. So number one is it's temporary. State. It's not a place. It's a temporary state. Whereby souls are purified from sin. To be ready remember, no mark of sin can enter heaven. The clearest way to describe purgatory is what Father Andrew Apostoli says. When you commit sin, you get wounded. Although you get healed through the sacrament of confession, it leaves wounds on you, on your soul. And what purgation does is, it gets rid of the wound. It gets the marks of the sin, the mark of the wound. How do we call the marks of the wound? Scar. It leaves scar when we commit sin. And though the scar is removed you cannot even have marks of sin going to heaven. Even the marks of sin are removed. That's what purgation does. Is it painful? Anyone here with tattoos? Don't worry, I will not look at it. Anyone with tattoo? You don't have tattoo yet? No?
Not yet.
Some old people also have, right? It's just like, I know someone who had those marks, and they come the time when they decide, I don't want this anymore, remove this. They say it's so painful. You know, the process of purgation is also painful. It's not really that comfortable. You also suffer in the state of purgatory. They say it's dark. There's no light. While you're being burned, well, you're not burned like in hell, but you're being burned in order to get rid of the marks of sin. Okay? So that's, the key is you have to be ready for heaven. That's why you are purified.
So those who died before us will, be in purgatory until judgment time?
No.
Oh.
Again, it depends on how serious the condition was. Some people who have little sin, it's like little sin, little time. More sin,
Also,
more time.
Where will they go to?
A place called Sheol. There's a place called Sheol. That's the place for the dead. That's where Jesus descended down to on Black Saturday to announce to those who have gone before us the good news of salvation. So there's no excuse for not knowing Jesus. Those who have gone before his time, they still heard the good news from our Savior. Because on Black Saturday, he descended to hell, right? Our creed. But that's a bad translation. Descended to hell. I'm surprised the new translation still says hell. But, again, if you study carefully, it's not the hell where Satan lives. No. That hell is Sheol. That's the place for the dead. That's where Jesus descended down to in order to proclaim the good news to those who have gone before us. So when you pray for your dead, pray for that they be released from. Remember, the book of Matthew says there's no release until you have paid the last penny, right? So what we should pray for is that they be released from the prison of purgatory, and they can join in the glory, in the eternal happiness with God in heaven. That's how you should pray for the dead. Now, if they're bound for hell, there's no more purgation. But they still live in Sheol. They stay in Sheol until the last day. Again, the second coming is called what? Parousia. Parousia is the last day, the judgment day. The season of Advent, I said this to you last week, the season of Advent is not preparing for the birth of Jesus Christ. The season of Advent is preparing for the second coming of Jesus. That's why I'm not so fond of the nativity scene. It's a good reminder, okay, Jesus, we celebrate the birth of the Messiah, but that's not the idea of Christmas. The idea of Christmas is the second coming. Okay? Yes. Is hell a place?
No. After heaven is no place, there is no.
I think hell is in Belleville sometime. Is hell a place? Where is it?
Where there is fire.
I remember my CCD teacher when I was small she said hell is in the sun because it's so hot in the sun. Is that true?
No.
No. But I couldn't say no to my teacher. Excuse me. So hell is the state of It's a state.
Mhm.
It's a state. I don't mean New Jersey or Pennsylvania. It's a state of...
Connecticut.
I like the word here. Definitive. I hope you like my explanation of these terms because they are necessary, important words for the Catholics, right? You must know these words. So that's hell. It's the state of definitive self-exclusion. What does that mean? This reminds me of a teacher. A teacher says to the class, I don't make your grades. You make your own grade. Have you heard teachers say that?
Mhm.
I don't make your grades. You make your own grades by how you perform in class. I only write it down. That's the same thing with God. God never wants to exclude anyone. Everyone is included. But what can God do? We have free will. If we have decided to exclude ourselves from communion with Him, there's nothing He would do. That's hell. Imagine absence of God. This is absence